It's Friday, January 12th, 2024, and this is the Washington Times front page. Thanks for joining us. I'm George Gerbo. The U.S. and Britain have struck back at Houthi rebels in Yemen, the first major retaliation against the Iran-backed militants after weeks of warnings. Ben Wolfgang and Mike Glenn report the American and British military has reportedly struck at least a dozen sites used by the Houthis, including logistical hubs, air defense systems, and weapons storage locations. President Biden said he ordered the strikes to protect the Red Sea, one of the world's most vital waterways, which had become increasingly dangerous amid repeated drone and missile attacks by the Houthis. The president said Australia, Bahrain, Canada, and the Netherlands supported the operation. The Pentagon's Inspector General will investigate the circumstances surrounding Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin's secretive prostate cancer surgery and subsequent lengthy hospital stay. Ben Wolfgang reports the formal review marks a significant step in the growing scandal around Austin's handling of the matter, with both Republican and Democratic lawmakers calling for his resignation. Austin has admitted a lack of transparency around the ordeal, which seems to have led to a major breakdown in communication inside the administration and sparked uncertainty about who was in charge at the Department of Defense. Former President Trump's poll numbers in Iowa show him poised to win the first-in-the-nation contest Monday with more than 50% of the vote. The expectations for a landslide victory in Iowa, though, raise the threat that Trump could underperform with voters. Seth MacLachlan and Susan Ferricchio report Trump and his campaign team are warning their base in Iowa not to be complacent, especially amid historically cold temperatures expected across the Midwest into next week. A lower-than-expected finish for Trump could revive Florida Governor Ron DeSantis' flagging poll numbers and propel former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley into an even stronger position in the next contest in New Hampshire. You can find all of these stories at WashingtonTimes.com/front page. And a quick programming note, the front page will be off next week and return on Monday, January 22nd. Baltimore ranked among the most dangerous American cities for years, but officials say a new carrot and stick approach to law enforcement helped drive down homicides by 21% last year. Matt Delaney reports the charmed city's 262 reported homicides in 2023 ended an 8-year streak of 300 or more a year. Baltimore's top prosecutor and other law enforcement officials said the city turned the corner by re-emphasizing programs to help at-risk residents while cracking down on street crime. The high homicide rate has been a problem for decades, but Baltimore's numbers spiked in 2015, the year riots swept the city in response to the death of Freddie Gray in police custody. Technology reporter Ryan Lovelace looks at the growth of drone soccer as the futuristic sport of quadcopter drones encased in circular exoskeletons looks to expand its reach. And finally, Foreign Affairs reporter Andrew Salmon takes a final look at what's at stake in Taiwan's parliamentary and presidential election on Saturday. Find all today's front page stories at WashingtonTimes.com/front page or on the Washington Times app, and find us wherever you get your podcasts. Just search Washington Times in any major podcast app. You can also find us on social media at Wash Times for breaking news, sports, commentary, and more. And a reminder that the front page will be off next week and return on Monday, January 22nd. For the Washington Times, I'm George Gerbo.